Alright guys, now let's start with writing task 2. Exercise 1. Working pairs, how much do you remember about writing task 2? Choose the correct options in each of these sentences. So did you do that yesterday? Finish all? Huh? No? Okay, do it now. Yeah, okay, maybe next time you should finish this. Next time, after finish all, and then we come back to that one, yeah? Alright guys, have you finished? Okay. Nhi, read the first one. No, that's incorrect. You should allow 40 minutes to write your answer, not 30 minutes, okay? Because in total you have 1 hour, right? So you need to spend 20 minutes on task 1 and 40 minutes on task 2. Because this one is really, really important, not 30 minutes. You need to spend 40 minutes to write this one, okay? Number 2, Bình Hương. Yes, you get twice as many marks as task 1 for this answer. We have 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2, because this one you need to spend like double time to write it. So of course you will get twice as many marks as task 1, okay? 3. Yes. If you write fewer than 250 words, you will lose marks. Remember that. So at least, they always say write at least 250 words. So you need to write about, yeah, I think normally they will write around 270 to 280. Some people may write like 300 or something like that, okay? You can write more than 250 words, but never write less than that, okay? 4.
You must give your own opinion.
Yes, you must give your own opinion. It's not the same as task 1. Task 1, you are not allowed to give your own opinion, remember? For task 1, you should write like you are a journalist. You just observe and then you write. You don't give your own opinion. But for task 2, you must. You have to. Okay? You must give your own opinion. 5. No, that's incorrect. You needn't express opinions the examiner will agree with. You don't have to try to give or express opinions the examiner will agree with. For example, like in task 2, they ask, is it good or bad if you let a child use a laptop or a tablet for a long time, for example, like that. If the examiner says, well, it's good for his or her own children, but you say, well, it's not good and we should not do that. So it doesn't really matter, okay? It doesn't really matter what the examiner thinks or what you think or what anyone else thinks. It doesn't really matter. You just write and you just express your own opinions there. There's no right or wrong answer here, okay? You can support that idea or you can disagree with that idea. It doesn't really matter, okay? 6.
Paragraphing is important.
Yes, paragraphing is important. Remember that. You need an introduction, you need the body. Normally for the body you have like 2 or 3 paragraphs, okay? And finally you need 1 conclusion, right? So that is the structure. So you need to put them in separate paragraphs. You don't put everything in one big paragraph. Never. Okay? 7. No, that's incorrect. It's better to try to use complex language and risk making mistakes. Remember, this is IELTS. Not starters, movers, flyers, not for children. Okay? You cannot just say like, oh, I like it. Oh, it's good. Oh, that's bad. Something like that. No, you are not allowed to do it. Unless you want to get a band 4. You understand? So that's why you really want to upgrade your vocabulary. You want to learn new structures, new grammar. And then, yes, you just write. But please, you need to balance everything. Of course, you don't overuse it, or you don't try to use too complicated sentences, which you cannot, which you don't actually understand, which you don't actually know what it means, and then you make so many mistakes. No, that's not the idea here, okay? They just say that you try to use. They say you try to. They don't say you must use. You understand? So you must balance. They say you try to use complex language because, for example, like instead of saying, oh, I think that's good. So you have to try to come up with some kind of, some more complicated structures or sentences to express the same ideas or opinions. But don't make it too complicated or make it, you know, so wrong and nobody can understand what you're trying to write. So you have to balance. Got it? And don't ever think that, well, you just make a mess there and you will get a high score. No. If you make it too simple, you also get a very low point. When you make a mess, you just write messy things, whatever you think, yeah, because I like it, so I just put it that way. No, that's why you have to learn first. Okay, you have to learn first, you have to focus, you have to read a lot, you learn many different structures, you learn different tenses, you learn how to use them correctly, and then you use them. But if you have to choose between writing some simple sentences and writing a little bit more complex sentences, you have to choose the more complex sentences with more complex languages. You understand? And vocabulary, high level vocabulary. You have to balance. Again, you have to balance. Because either way, you might get a low point. Either way, if you make too many mistakes, you make a mess there, and even you cannot understand what you're writing because it's too complicated, you will get a low point. And on the other hand, if you make it too simple, you will get a low point as well. And they don't even need to read. So keep that in mind. Yeah? Now I'm going to give you 3 to 5 minutes to review all of the points here, because I see some of you still don't really get the point. You still didn't really understand writing task 2. That's why you still come up with a wrong answer. Read that one again. 3 to 5 minutes. Before we move on to the next exercise. And paragraph, you know, I only take a lot of time to remind you, because so many of you still put everything in one very big paragraph without separating them. So that's so wrong. I don't know why you did that, because many students also do the same thing. You just put everything in the same place. I don't know why. Alright guys, now let's move on to exercise 2. Quỳnh Hương, read that. Yes, what can pairs underline the two opinions you have to deal with in this task? Two opinions. Okay, now do it. You can discuss with each other. You say, well, I think it is this one, it is that one. I agree or disagree with you. Okay, now tell me, two opinions here, what are they? Yes, the first idea of the first opinion is some people argue that fashion items cost too much money. What is the other one? Yes, the other one is others say that this is acceptable because fashion is not an important part of life. So we have two kind of different opinions about fashion, right? Or fashion items. One or some people say that, well, fashion items cost too much money. I don't want to use it, or I don't want to use them. Cost too much money, too expensive, right? But we have some other people say that this is acceptable. Yeah, fashion items, okay, they're acceptable. Why? Because fashion is an important part of life. So we have two opposite or two different opinions here. And here they ask you to do what? Discuss both of these views and give your own opinion. You have to discuss both of them. If you just mention about one of them, it's wrong. It's not enough, okay? You have to discuss both of them, and then you have to give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Got it? That's what you have to do, okay? For that, we will do it later, yeah? Because you need like at least 40 minutes to write it. Okay, guys? We'll do it later. maybe next week or something. I don't know. We'll do it later. Now exercise 3. TOEIC, read that.
In small groups, discuss how these people might feel about the opinions in exercise 2.
Yes, work in small groups. Discuss how these people might feel about the opinions in exercise 2. For example, a celebrity or a teenager, a young adult. For example, like a celebrity. Do you think which one they prefer? Which idea they prefer? The first one or the second one? Yeah, the second one. How about a teenager? Second one? Yeah, maybe. Or maybe the first one as well, if they don't have money, right? A young adult. First or second, I don't know. Okay. 4, a parent. Yeah, can be both. Maybe some parents they say, oh no, fashion items cost too much money. I don't want to spend that. I don't want to spend too much money on that one. Okay. Or they say, well, I think the fashion items are very important for my children, so I need to support them in terms of finance, things like that. So it's really up to you to discuss. Got it? And then number 5, a fashion designer. What do you think? Yeah, maybe the first one or the second one, doesn't really matter. It's just up to you. So that's why here, come back to point number 5 in exercise 1. You see, you needn't express opinions the examiner will agree with, right? Because the examiner may agree with the first one and disagree with the second one, or vice versa. Maybe he disagrees with the first one and he agrees with the second one. Doesn't really matter. You don't have to agree with him. Okay, got it? Number 6, an elderly person. What do you think? Maybe the first or the second one. It's just up to you. Again, okay? Now, discuss, guys. Now, we will discuss in small groups. So maybe here, normally you just discuss with 2 or 3 people, right? And you don't have much idea. Now try to discuss in a group of 5 and group of 3 there. Okay, go discuss now. Do it. này thì sao? Là vô tốt thể thao. Each one of you had to talk about 6 of them. So if you're in a group of 5, of 3, then you need to talk like 18 times. Got it? Go.
Still acceptable. With the order, with patient, because it's important part of life. Because like the parents, even they roles that make the most confidence.
I think they are critical because fashion is a creative part of their life, social because the price, someone price by high price of clothes to more confident because they want to buy become wealthier, buy the house, ability to do their project. This is the most fashion designer in the price one of the part is value to style to me. So more fashion look good and
according to
and sometimes
I think
the
that he or she
cost most money is
choose to buy
because
clothes with
they can have high quality
basic, like
clothes
this is suitable for their
to
work
make
because
each fashion dress
this is like they are also I think that old people will not care much about their image, and they just want to wear something basic and simple that make they happy and to do anything this depends on their parents. If the
finished? No? Okay, go on. Alright guys, let's continue to the next one. Number 4. Ngọc Anh.
Read the single answer below and find two sentences that introduce the opinions expressed in the text. Then underline the sentences that express the writer's own opinion.
Yes. Read the sample answer below and find two sentences that introduce the opinions expressed in the text. Then underline the sentences that express the writer's own opinion. Okay? Read that. All right. Now tell me, Because here the first one is say read the sample answer below and find two sentences that introduce the opinions expressed in the test. Now which one? Which one? Is that too long? Introduce only. Introduce, I mean they introduce about the opinion and you know, okay, they are about to write about that idea first. Because for example, like the first one, some people argue that fashion items cost too much money. That is the first opinion, right? Where? Which one? And the others, you don't know? You don't understand? Or what? Yes. Some people say that prices should be lower in shops. Okay? That means that some people agree that fashion items cost too much money. They have the same meaning. Okay? So here, when you read that one, it introduces the opinion. It introduces the first opinion. Okay? And when you read that, what does that mean? When you see that sentence, what does that mean, guys? What do you expect to read from that paragraph? Yes, yes. So this is very important. Keep that in mind. So I always tell you that when you do writing, make sure that the first sentence should explain clearly what you're about to write. So the examiner will understand immediately, okay, if after reading this one, I expect to read everything related to this idea. That is, some people say that prices should be lower in shops. So I expect to read all of the things related to that, not the other idea, okay? Got it? Now, the second idea, where is that? Where is that? Khiên Nga, tell me.
In the third paragraph, number one, there are the people who say they are happy to pay for designer clothes.
Yes, that's right. Okay. However, so when you see however, I mean the idea is different from the first one, opposite. Okay. However, there are other people who say that they are happy to pay for designer clothes, and that is the second opinion. It means others say that this is acceptable because fashion is an important part of life. Okay? And after reading that, you expect they will explain everything related to the second opinion. Alright, guys? I didn't read everything carefully, but I know that's what they should do. Because if they don't do that, that will be a mess. Alright, next. Then underline the sentences that express the writer's opinion. Where? Thư. Hương. Huy. Ngọc Anh. Nhi. Yes, that's right. Paragraph 4, the first sentence, you see, the writer says, personally, I think the questions depends on how important fashion is to you. So that is his or her own idea. Okay? Personally, I think the question depends on how important fashion is to you. So you can underline that. So that's the first one. One more. And of course, after reading that, you will see if you are not interested in fashion, you needn't. That is his idea, I know. Okay. Next, what else? Where else you can see his opinion? Yes, the second paragraph. And I can understand their point of view. Okay. That means I agree or disagree with that. I agree because I understand. Okay? I agree with that idea. I understand before youngster do this and that, blah, 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 all kinds of things. Yeah? Okay. Alright guys, break time.